Happy Thursday, everybody. How are you today? Welcome back to Sportsology. I am your host, as always, RyanK. Now, I was out yesterday. I had to stick home for the day. I had a sick child, which I think a lot of you parents out there know is probably never really a fun thing to deal with. So it's nice to be back in the professional world as opposed to home doing all the unspeakable things you have to do with a sick child. If you're new to Sportsology, what it is, like I said, my name is Ryan. I'm the host. I got two areas of expertise. During the day, I'm a technology solutions specialist for a company called ESG out of Little Chute, Wisconsin. We do all different types of technology for a lot of businesses, government entities, schools throughout the state of Wisconsin, upper Michigan, a little bit into Illinois, Minnesota, mostly focus on our home state of Wisconsin. What we do is I come on here and then I talk about that. And then I also talk about my other area of expertise, which is daily fantasy sports. I am that dork who loves math. I love statistics, and I also love sports. So those two things just kind of go hand in hand with me. Come on here for about 5 minutes, a few times a week. We talk about it, have some fun. Hopefully, you all learn something. I'm here for questions if you need me. Now, if you are new to the show and you are watching this, I would appreciate anybody who is willing to subscribe to the channel. Just click on that red button that says subscribe. That kind of helps float me around the YouTube world and the social media world. So if anybody's willing to do that, it's the easiest way to get notifications of a new blog. But if you're willing to do that, I appreciate it. And today we are going to start out with, the sports picks today. And as of today, I am fully going from NBA over to MLB. Outside of my daytime professional job, I also run a service where I give people daily fantasy sports advice. And I've been doing NBA for the last, whatever it's been, 6 months. But today we are fully moving over to MLB. I'm very happy about that. NBA is very time consuming because every time somebody sits in the NBA, that means it affects everybody else on the team. Baseball isn't nearly as bad. So it's a good day for me. So let's talk about some of the people you can look at playing or not playing today. And I want to start with just going through a group of guys. Baseball's only a few days in, but these are some of the guys that are really tearing the cover off the ball to start the season. Now, Robinson Cano is probably going to be the leading candidate for that. He homered twice yesterday. That's 4 homers in 3 days. It took him like a month and a half last year to get his second home run. He's feeling it. He looks good out there. The swing looks good. I would say you have no reason not to play him outside of a bad pitching matchup, for the time being at least. Carlos Correa is absolutely tearing the cover off the ball. If you don't know Carlos Correa, he's an extremely talented young kid from the Houston Astros. This guy could be a game changer. He's going to be one of the best if he's not already one of the best in the game. He's killing it so far. DJ LeMahieu, Starling Castro, Trevor Story. The problem is these guys are all middle infield. So we have a lot of great middle infield guys to choose from. But so far this year, these guys are killing it. And quite honestly, when you look at Correa today, I have trouble fading him. I'm not really worried about price today because the pitching is very low cost. But he's so good that if he gets 40 to 50% owned, which I would kind of expect today, and I'll get into a little more detail on that, it's hard not to play him because I expect him to have a nice night. Now, on the flip side, if you do fade him and he goes 0 for 4, you can get a huge bump on people. So just get a good idea of what you're moving into. Now, there's one more caveat with him. That Astros-Yankees game looks like they're calling for a lot of rain today. Today specifically, look out for weather. There's a lot of weather to pay attention to today. A couple other guys you could be targeting, though. Now, I just went into a bunch of the guys who look really good on the middle infield. So a lot of those guys will get nicer ownership today. Check out Gene Segura of the Arizona Diamondbacks. He's formerly Milwaukee Brewers, so if you're a Wisconsin resident, you probably know that name. He's been hitting very well so far this year. He gets a nice benefit if he's typically going to be hitting ahead of Paul Goldschmidt in the lineup, which means that the guy or two ahead of Goldschmidt will typically see pitches to hit. Now, Segura doesn't walk a lot, so if he can get pitches to hit, that's good for him. Gives him opportunity to steal bases. He plays in a bigger ballpark, so doubles and triples are good for a slap hitter like him. Plus, I don't think his ownership will be too high, and he's had a lot of career success versus John Lackey. Now, I'm going to look at probably fading the Orioles today. I think the Orioles will get some decent ownership as long as the weather seems to hold up there. But a couple other players have had some real rough times against Phil Hughes in their career. Most specifically, Adam Jones and J.J. Hardy, with over 80 career combined at-bats, are hitting well under 200 against him. On the flip side, Wieters is doing all right. Davis has been okay. And Machado's actually hit him very, very well. But Machado hasn't been setting the world on fire so far this year. It's very, very young. Machado will. But I might look at fading Baltimore today, hoping they get decent ownership and that Hughes might have a good night. That could be a potential nice GPP pitcher play. I think today is a good day to spend up on Mike Trout. Hopefully other people zig over to Stanton and Harper. Trout hasn't done much this year, but he's gone up a couple of very good pitchers. Today he goes up against Derek Holland. He's had some pretty good career success versus Holland. I like him to break out today. And consider if the game looks like it's going to be played. You know, I'm not a weatherman. I can only tell you they're calling for rain out there. Mike Fiers has the ability to pitch very well or very poorly. The Yankees tore apart the Astros yesterday, got into their bullpen into the first inning, which means their bullpen's going to be tired as well. That could be another time to stack the Yankees again. They're probably going to be a little too popular for my taste after, going up big yesterday, but that's just one thing to look at. If they can get to Fiers early and they get back into that bullpen, they got every opportunity to put up 10 plus again today. If that game gets played, watch out. So that's baseball. That's DFS today. Let's talk some technology now. My daytime gig, what I am paid for all day long to take a look at. And what I want to talk about is something that we put into a lot of our AV, our conference room solutions, and that's something called AirMedia. AV is one of the faster growing portions of our business. We live in a visual world, and let's face it, people want to see other people on video calls. They want to be able to display content up in their conference room without having to pass around sheets of paper. So AV is only going to continue to grow. What AirMedia is and why we put it into conference room solutions is it will allow people to put what's on their laptop, whether that's a spreadsheet, presentation, PowerPoint, whatever you might have, display it to the screen in the room wirelessly, which means you don't need to be searching around for VGA or HDMI cables, passing that around the table every time somebody else wants to put their content up on the screen. This can be great for certain organizations. Some people won't have any need for it. Some people will only have one person presenting. So it's very easy just to come in, plug in your HDMI or your VGA, and off you go. But if you're going to pass laptops around, or a more different way of looking at it, if everybody's going to have a laptop in there and they're going to take turns presenting, AirMedia will be a nice way to display it wirelessly, easily. You'll have to do a quick download the first time you use it, but after that, it's as simple as typing in an internal IP address along with the code. Now you can display things wirelessly. It makes for a much easier transfer than it is passing around that cord back and forth around the table. Cleaner, easier, everybody wins. If you have any questions on your conference room and you would like to talk to me or one of our internal experts who actually designs the rooms, send me an email. We can come see you. You can come see us here in Little Shooter down in Brookfield, close to Milwaukee, and we'll show you what we can do or how we can improve your conference room solution. My email is down there in the description section. I'd love to talk to you. Have a great day, and I will talk to everybody soon.